Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Bloom Outdoors. So if you guys are kind of familiar with the channel, you would know a while back I put the new side badges on the fender there, as well as I put new front and rear emblems on it. As you can see, here's kind of what the front emblem looks like. Might be kind of hard to see, but as you can tell, there's a bunch of like rock chips and stuff in it. Honestly, I feel like they just did not paint it that well. Because I've seen other people with these ones and they have the same kind of rock chips and just like fading and stuff in these. It doesn't even look like a rock chip. It literally just looks like the paint like just comes off. I have no idea what's up with it. These side ones are a little weird too. You can kind of see they have like some kind of overspray or something on it. Might be hard to see there. But yeah, it looks decent, but it doesn't look the best. I feel like they could be better. The rear one, I'm pretty sure is fine. Yeah, the rear one looks good overall. That's what it looks like. But pretty much in this video, I just wanted to show you guys, I got new emblems, so I'm gonna be putting those on. I probably won't show you everything because I have pretty much already made install videos over it. So for the install videos over like the front rear badges and the side badges, then links for that stuff will be down in the description below. So if you actually want to know how to do that, then check out the videos in the description and that'll kind of show you how to do it. But I wanted to show you guys the new ones and what they look like. So here is what the new side ones look like. Might be able to see here the F-150 is color matched. And then I got the Bloom Outdoors on it, color matched. And then that bottom line is black. And if you guys also know, I had those flags right here, the fender flags. It was just a flag and it said Bloom Outdoors under it. Yesterday, I went ahead and took those off because I was gonna put these new badges on today and they already have like my username and stuff on it. So anyways, here is what it looks like. Comparison. We've got just like a matte black versus the painted F-150 and all that. So I definitely think it's gonna look better than what's on there right now. What's on there right now looks pretty decent in my opinion. It definitely looks better than the chrome that was on there from the start, but I feel like these are just gonna kind of class it up a little, make it a little more customized and unique to me myself. So when I had to take these fender badges off, or not badges, but the fender stickers, you know, if you guys remember, they were kind of the torn American flag that went across here and it said Bloom Outdoors right under it. Those were kind of a pain to take off. The stuff just did not want to peel very well when coming off. It probably took me 2 hours yesterday to get that off. And that was kind of my prep work, I guess you could say, to doing these because I didn't want those on there when I had these new badges here on the side. So pretty much I just ended up, it took me forever, but eventually I peeled them off. And then with that, I pretty much had a bunch of leftover crap on the truck from the stickers and it just looked really bad. Pretty much what I did is I have this cleaner here. Some guy on Instagram one day hit me up and asked if I'd want to be a sponsor for him. So I said, sure, bought some of his stuff. I tried this stuff out, Eco All-Purpose Cleaner. It says it's good for dust, fingerprints, oils, grime, all that crap on the paint. Gave it a squirt of that, wiped it off with a microfiber. Literally just one spray of this stuff and it took all of that off and everything looked good and this stuff worked really well. So if you guys need something to get crap off, it's pretty similar to Goo Gone pretty much. Yeah, I just used this stuff and it took all that gooey crap off of there really nice. And then here is what the front emblem looks like. Might be hard to see. Let me get some light on it. Looks like that. So it's pretty much going to be flip-flopped from what the one I have right now. And honestly, I think the gray they used on this one up here isn't quite the same color. It might be hard to tell, but I honestly think the shade of gray is just a little bit lighter. And I think this stuff matches on the new one at least. It matches a lot more. It doesn't really show up that well on camera because of how the light is hitting it and everything, but I think the gray matches a lot more. So that's what it looks like. And also if you'll note on this one, they left this outer piece, kind of that crappy black plastic stuff. And on this new one, they painted it. So that's what that looks like. And then here is what the rear one looks like. So I have it kind of the same design as the front one. And here is what it'll look like compared to the rear. I think with this one that's on the truck right now, what I don't like that much is how this outer layer is black. In my opinion, it just doesn't like flow well with this. I think with this new one, it'll look a lot better because it'll be like the gray on gray with this outside bar being gray, matching the color of the paint. It might not look the exact same either because the truck is not very clean back here. As you can see all the water streaks and everything going down. Need to go ahead and clean it, but here's what it looks like. I think it looks pretty good. And I will tell you guys, the guy that did all of this stuff, his name is Sunset Retros. So here is the card for the guy that just did all the emblems and badges for me. Sunset Retros. We've got stuff on the back of his card, what he does, color matches, mirrors, headlights, taillights, you know, door handles, badges, all this different kinds of stuff. Just go ahead and pause the video and read it if you want. But yeah, so that's his card. That's kind of everything he does. Like I said, Sunset Retros, you can find him on Instagram, or there's a phone number on the front of there too. He's the one that did all this stuff. All in all, for the cost of everything was $500 because we had to buy new emblems for the front and rear, and then the new badges for the fenders. So everything is new. I think that stuff alone, it was either $200 or $300. I don't remember. All in all, cost for everything was $500. So it was either $200 for all the badges and emblems or $300. I really want to say $300 though, and then it was $200 for the labor and all that because he totally takes everything apart and paints it all and then puts it all back together. And another thing I want to say with it too is if you guys want anything done by him, then hit him up on whether it be like a phone call or message him on Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is. Tell him that I sent you. Tell him that Bloom Outdoors sent you guys, and he'll give you 10% off your order. From what I've seen in the pictures, it looks like pretty good work. I guess the real way to know though is we're just gonna have to install it on the truck, see how close it really matches, and kind of just go from there. But just from what I've seen from the emblems and badges so far, it all looks pretty good and it looks like it matches, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's no like dust flakes in the paint or anything is screwed up like that. Everything pretty much looks good so far, but I'm pretty much just gonna go ahead, take everything apart. Like I said, everything on how to do that will be down in the description below. There'll be links for the videos on that so you guys know how to do it. Other than that, I'm pretty much just gonna go ahead and install them. Give me 2 hours or something to install these, and then I'll come back to you guys and show you guys what it's looking like. All right guys, so I kind of just wanted to give you a quick little update of where I'm at so far. I'm currently about 30 minutes in, and I'm basically already done with both of the side badges. I know the first video when I did all this, it really wasn't that great, I would at least say. But with this, the best way I found to do it this time, after reading the comments on the last one and everything like that, the best thing I found to do, take a hairdryer. You're gonna just heat up the whole entire thing to get the sticky stuff on the back heated up. And then pretty much you take some fishing line in there, which I've got right there, and you just kind of run it back and forth until you hit like this clip. Once you hit this clip, you have to get your hand back up in here, squeeze the tab, get your fingers behind here, pull it out, and then heat this side up, and then run the fishing line through till you hit like this clip or whatever. Run the fishing line on this way, just kind of have some tension on it by trying to pull it out. And then get your other hand in there, kind of push that clip together. So that way you pull the whole thing off. You're gonna have a bunch of sticky crap left on here. As you can see, most of it or some of it on there got pulled off, and that's what was left on the truck. So to get that off, you just kind of do like you just roll your thumb or finger on it. So you have all this stuff on here, you just kind of go like that, just keep rubbing it off till it all comes off. And then to clean the stuff I showed you guys earlier that I used for the other badges, that stuff worked pretty well. I sprayed that on, and then there was still a little bit left, so I used this stuff. This is kind of like a wax then over it, so this is all pretty smooth. There's still kind of a little bit left, but I'm not too worried about that because the badge pretty much covers all this stuff up. I held it up to it, And if you guys remember from the last time I did this video, I had to break both of, I think, these tabs on them because for some reason they didn't line up. Well, I guess that was my mistake. Reading the comments and everything, apparently this clip, and this tab are all the same distance, but this one is a different length in than the one on that side. So pretty much what I did was I put the right one on the left side and left one on the right side. So that's why I had to break these tabs off. I actually figured it out this time. So here's the old one. You can see what I'm talking about. I had to cut that tab off of there. And then with the new one, see all the tabs are on here. You can line it up there and you guys can see that they all line up. So I just wanted to show you guys that on the last time I did it, it was my mistake. I found out in the comments from somebody that I actually did it wrong. So they will fit. You don't have to actually break the tabs off. It's just my mistake because I didn't realize which side they go on. So then also with Sunset Retros, they do include the tape on the back of here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this tape off, put it on here, and I already finished the other side, and so I'll just show you guys then what it all looks like. All right, there we have it. So about 2 minutes later and I'm back. Wasn't too hard, you just take the tape off, stick it in, make sure you push the clips in all the way and everything. Hold it down just for a second, kind of make sure all that adhesive on the back of it sticks. So there we have it, that is what that looks like. To me, it looks like the color matches. It might not quite show up perfect on camera, but it's just because the actual emblem sticks out further, and so the lighting's gonna hit it a little bit different. But in person, it looks like everything matches pretty close, if not perfect. But yeah, so that is what this side looks like. And then over here, here is what this side looks like. Again, to me, it looks like it all matches. Everything looks the same. Or like the paint on the emblem, or the badge, I guess, looks the same as the actual paint on the truck. He told me he did match it, so the truck on this, or the paint on this truck is J7, and fairly certain that's what he used on this. That's what he told me he used. But yeah, so it all looks pretty good. Another thing I should mention too is you guys can pretty much do whatever color you want. I've seen a bunch of different colors done for these. He can do like red, white, blue, I don't know, like a bunch of different colors. You can do non-factory colors too if you want. You know, you can do like a light green or something if that's what you want the accent color on your truck to be. You can pretty much do whatever. Just check out his Instagram and you guys can see a bunch of different stuff he's done. And I don't know, you guys can go ahead and message him too and he can send you some different ideas and examples. And also you can get whatever font you want for this if you do want something personalized. I believe it was a little bit more to personalize it than just use the like factory ones and paint them. But like I said, just go ahead and talk to him and you guys can figure out whatever you want done specifically for your truck. And also, like I said, just make sure you guys tell him that I sent you and you guys can save 10%. So like I did say though, the badges and emblems and everything for mine was $500. So, you know, you save 50 bucks, tell him I sent you, then, you know, drop it down to 450. But that's also with new badges and emblems for everything. You can go ahead and send him in your old emblems. And I believe it's a little cheaper because then he doesn't have to go ahead and order them himself. He can just use whatever you provided so you can save some money that way. I opted not to do that because I don't even think I have the original ones. And I didn't want to go through the trouble of taking mine off the truck and then sending them in and not having the emblems on the truck for a week or two or however long it took. I think it took him a week to get the emblems in and then like a week to paint them and ship them out and everything. All in all, I want to say it was about 2 weeks. But overall, I think that looks pretty good. So moving forward, now that we have both of these on, I'm gonna go ahead and probably do the front first because I think that's gonna be harder to do, or at least take more time than the rear one. And then I'll kind of show you guys what it looks like. Also, I should note too, I know the first time I did these, it probably took me 3 or 4 hours to figure it out. This time around, it took me about 45 minutes. So it's just kind of a learn how to do it kind of thing. And once you get the experience and understand how to do it, then it makes it a lot easier the next time around. But that's also why I like making the videos for you guys, because if you guys don't know how to do it, I usually can't find any videos myself on how to do this stuff, so I like to make the videos to just kind of show you guys how to do it, so that way you can see, watch the video, you do it yourself, and you can do it in about a third of the amount of time as if you had no idea what you're actually doing. Like I was saying, I'm just gonna go ahead into getting the front taken off here. Pretty much we just have to take this off, and then we have to take this piece off, get the whole grill popped out and everything, and move right into getting that thing taken off. So that will probably take me the longest part out of all of it, is taking it all apart and putting it back together. But once we get that in, I'll go ahead and show you guys what it's looking like. Okay, so I just got the front one put on, and from what I remember when I originally did it, for some reason I took the shutter back part of the grill off. I don't really know why I did that. I found it way easier to just take an extension like this, and you gotta have a long 10 to get to the bolts up in there, because you can maybe see them, the bolts or whatever you want to say. They're like just these plastic things on the back of the emblem here, and basically it's like these self-threading nuts that go on the back of there. You guys can maybe see. So I found it easiest though just to set the emblem right here. You just basically screw those self-tapping nuts on, like 3 threads or something, on all of the like plastic bolts or whatever you want to call them that come out of the back. I don't know, the plastic tab things that come out of the back. And then set the emblem in there, get your hand down in there, screw them on just to kind of start them, and then you just take your socket or whatever it is you're using and finish them off, go the rest of the way. But now that I have that on there, just want to go ahead and show you guys what this looks like before I get it back on the truck. So I'll set this one next to it just to show you guys the difference here. So as you can tell, I kind of went with a reverse color. So it's basically everything that was gray on this one is black on this one, and vice versa. The only difference really also is that on this one, this part is not painted. You can tell this is just plastic, and on this one it is painted. And that's part of the reason I went with it going this way as well, is because this is black, and so I kind of wanted it to like fade to match the black honeycomb part of the grill, so that all this is black and then this is black too. So almost at first glance, if you don't see it, like if it's kind of dark or whatever, you're not going to see that there's even an emblem there. It's kind of just going to look all black, unless it's kind of like light out or whatever, or you see it just right. You can kind of see the little touch of the gray in there, but other than that, it all just kind of looks black. Kind of show you from up here. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Personally, I think it looks pretty good. I don't know why, but for some reason on camera, this gray is turning up super light. In person, it looks a lot darker. Kind of same thing with the black. Everything just looks darker in person, so camera's kind of making all the paint colors pop a little. But yeah, so that's just what it looks like as of right now. I got it all put on and everything. So the next step is pretty much just go ahead, get it put back onto the truck. I know you guys have seen me take this front end apart a bunch. Pretty easy at this point, just a bunch of tabs and clips and screws and stuff. You pretty much need a 7, 8, and 10 millimeter to take the whole front end apart. Get it looking like that. Just take it off, basically flip the grill over, and just take off those 3 self-tapping nuts on the back of there. And then, you know, if you just want to take headlights out, you've got 2 bolts down here, 1 over here and up here. Some are 10s and some are 8s. And then from there, you pretty much just pop the headlight out too. I'll be having to do that soon again too. You guys will see what I'm talking about eventually, but hopefully here within the next week or so. We should probably be taking this front end apart again, so that way we have some new cooler things done to the truck. But as of right now, that is pretty much what we're looking like. Looking like that. I think it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead, throw this front end back together, and then show you guys what it's looking like on the truck. Okay, so here is what the front emblem now looks like with everything put back together. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this one. Like I did tell you guys, I like how the black kind of all works together. It looks better in person, honestly. It's just the lighting's not very good in here. This black matches a lot better in person than it actually shows up on camera. It really doesn't look at all like it matches. They look like two totally different colors, but in person, black matches a lot more. But yeah, so that is what it looks like. I think it really kind of darkens out the front of the truck more. Like with this one, it's just kind of bright. Like it all like kind of matches a little more, I think. I think maybe I should have just had him do it like how this one is, but then do the two outer layers, like this one black and then this one down here black. Because I feel like this part right here that's black is kind of what's throwing me off. It just kind of darkens up the whole front a little bit more. Overall, it still looks really good, but I think it just might have looked a little better with it in this one because this gray is a lot bigger of a space. So that's why I feel like it might have looked a little bit better. It almost just looks like a black circle on there. On camera, it really does, but when you come up close enough, you can see it's actually just the Ford one. But yeah, so that is what it's looking like. It just kind of darkens up the whole front of the truck a little bit more too. But yeah, so anyways, that is what the front is looking like. Pretty much we're just gonna go move on to the rear now. And then here is what the rear one looks like. I kind of got some finger smudges on it and stuff and wiping it off. But it looks pretty good. I feel like it's gonna probably be the same thing for me with this one, how the black is on the big area right here. That might kind of throw me off a little bit, but I think I do like how this part is gray and how that will kind of match to the tailgate a little better than this area right here being black. But anyways, it'll look good either way. It's just kind of the reverse color of what's going on. But either way, yeah, it's gonna look good. This one should be pretty easy. It's just take off these 8 torque bit screws and then the emblem's pretty much sitting right under here. It's kind of under your tailgate thing. Kind of have to reach under that and undo all the pins. I don't believe that there was any sticky tape on the emblem I put on there. I believe the factory one had sticky tape on it, so I had to heat it up. I don't think this one does. And the new one I got does not have any either because it has the 5 tabs in the back. Also the front one didn't have any sticky tape on it, but you don't need it. The factory one doesn't come with it. It's just those 3 like plastic bolt things, whatever you want to call those, that come out of there. This one should be pretty easy. The front one took probably an hour to do. The side ones probably took 20 minutes each to do. This one I'm hoping will just be about 20 minutes and then we can get all this wrapped up. So here is another thing I wanted to show you guys. I just got the rear one taken off, as you can see. Here is the one I originally had on there. This is the new one that's going on. So what I really want you guys to see here is just look at the difference in the grays. So we can go ahead and hold this one up to the truck. Like I said, this was the one that was just on there. Like, look at the difference of the grays here, depending on how I hold it when the sun hits it or how it looks. We can look at it like this. You guys can see this just does not match very well. It kind of looks like it does from down there, but like you look at it like this, it really does not match. This color is so off. It might just be a little dirty too. Might be able to rub some crap off of it. But then we compare it to this one with that actual J7 magnetic gray. Like, look at the difference in that. Those are not even close to the same color. But we hold this up to the truck. Again, it's gonna be really hard for you guys to see. But you can see just how much better, how closer that is to matching. It's really hard to tell in here, but maybe from up here, I don't know, I can't get a good view anywhere. But I'll pull it out in the sunlight in a minute here and show you guys after I get all this put on. But as you can just tell, the difference of grays here. Like even this was still pretty expensive, but this is just what you get from your cheapo eBay, where it's just clicking magnetic gray, versus somebody who actually cares about their work and enjoys working on it and actually wants to do good work for the customers and pretty much design the emblems however the customer wants them. Whereas with this one, you only get like one choice in the color. And as you can tell, the color is not even the same. The black looks fairly similar, but it's this. This honestly almost looks like Leadfoot, I think is the name of it. Leadfoot gray. That's literally almost what this looks like versus this one. This is just such a light gray versus this, where it's actually the dark magnetic gray that is supposed to match with it. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this in and we're gonna compare it side by side, especially because this paint is gonna line right up next to the actual bed, so we'll be able to compare it better that way. All right, so here is what it looks like. Basically, I just went ahead and popped that thing in, and it was super easy. Got that little cover on the tailgate put back in, and then basically just kind of sort of waxed the back of the truck. Just kind of tried to clean it off so that way we could compare the difference of the color a little bit better. And so as you guys can see here, this stuff looks way closer. It might not show up right on camera. Show up great on camera. But in person, it looks very close. This might be just a hair bit darker than the actual paint, but all in all, it's super close. Like I said, I cleaned the tailgate, so hopefully it shows the color a lot better. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out in the sunlight here in just a second, but all in all, in this lighting, it looks super close, looks a lot better than what the old one looked like. Another reason too, I think it might not look the exact same, is because the tailgate is pretty much flat, whereas the emblem kind of pokes out a little. You guys can kind of see that, how the emblem sticks out a little bit from the truck. So all this is curved a little bit. So kind of with that being said, then it's just gonna reflect the color a little bit different because this is flat and all this stuff is angled just a little bit. Like on the emblem right here, you can see a light, where on the paint, you literally can't see that light, maybe right here because it curves up. But all in all, it looks really close, at least in person. So we'll go ahead and pull it out. I'll show you guys what all the emblems and everything looks like. Okay, got the truck pulled out. It's pretty windy out here. That's why I had the door closed in there and everything. But as you can see, the way this looks on the truck looks so much better than what the old one did. This paint actually matches. You can tell a lot more in person and out in the sunlight, I guess, too, how closer or how much closer this paint is. It looks pretty much dead on in the sun. Like I said, in there it looked maybe just a little bit darker, but out here it literally looks the same. We'll go ahead and check out the side ones. It should be the same thing. I would assume you use the same paint for all of it, but just so we can go ahead and look and see what it looks like. Man, that looks super good. I thought it looked good in there, but bringing it out in the sunlight, that just absolutely looks killer. That looks sweet. But like I said, this guy's name is Sunset Retros. His info will be down in the description, and I already showed it to you guys. Might be hard to check out the front and park the best to capture that. I was kind of more concerned about the rear, but I'm sure he used the same paint for all of this, the black and the gray. So that being said, all of it should match just fine. And then we can check out this one over kind of in the shade, because we can't see it right on the sun to compare it. But even so, in the shade right here, it still looks really good. I just want to show you guys the one in the sun again, because it just looks killer. Man, that looks good. Looks super good. Well, other than that, I think we're pretty much just going to go ahead and end out today's video. That's what all that looks like. Like I just said, Sunset Retros is the guy that did all this. $500 for everything. Tell him I sent you. You'll save 10% off your order. But that's pretty much going to be it for the video. So if you guys got any questions, drop a comment down below. Let me know. But other than that, thanks for watching another video of Bloom Outdoors. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys next time.